Flosstube, it's Lindsay and welcome back to Blushing Pink Stitches. Today is Wednesday the 30th of July and this is Flosstube number 61. So welcome, I hope you're having a lovely day and thank you very much for watching my video today. It is officially the summer holidays for me. We broke up from work and school last Tuesday, so yeah, we are on summer break now, which is really exciting. I have a slightly different setup today, so let me know what you think of this. I bought myself a tripod, which I should have got ages ago. I usually film on my iPad and I have a stack of books on my desk, which I put my iPad on top of, my iPad, sorry, on top of. It's very professional. But I kind of figured, oh, it's probably about time that I got myself a tripod and yeah, did something a bit more professional. So obviously I changed the layout of the room in here a while ago and I've done a couple of videos where I've been sat at my desk here with my floss cubes in the background. So I thought I would try putting my tripod here, turning my chair around and then having the window behind me. Yeah, let me know what you think of that. At the moment it's a sunny day, so yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen with the lighting, but we'll give it a go. We'll see. I'll see what you guys think of it. Yeah, so I have a pile of WIPs down here to share with you today, and I also have a finish, which is very exciting. I'll talk to you about some plans that I have for the summer. Yeah, and I have like a tiny bit of haul. Like for me, it's a tiny bit of haul. So let's just get into it. So let's start with my finish. I finished Flea Market Flowers by Laurie Holt. So this is stitched on a piece of 32 count white linen and I'm using all of the called for DMC, or I used all of the called for DMC, and I finished it. You've got some light going on from the background, so I might have to get myself one of those boards. I think you can see everything. So yeah, this is it all done, all the called for DMC. And I finished it and I think it is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, really happy with it. I was thinking I might use this to make a tote bag. So this could be the front panel of the tote bag. That might be quite a nice idea. So yeah, that might go in my to sew pile. Yeah, but I'm really happy with that. So this was a stitch along that I was doing with Laurie from Once Upon a Stitch. She finished hers ages ago, and mine has been lingering around like my WIPs do. So it's finally done. So there we go. So next on the list, I'm going to have to bend down to pick up my WIPs. This is Frozen Epic Storybook Princesses by Clouds Factory. And I'm not far away from finishing this one. I'm stitching this on a piece of 28 count navy even weave from Zweigart, and I'm using raw embroidery thread. And let's just fold this over. And this is how far I got with it. So I added this guy here, I can't remember what his name is. He's his dad, isn't he? Can't remember. The mountain and the little snowglies. My daughter and I learned what those were. And then I'm in the middle of doing the that snow monster that Elsa creates. So he's the last one that I've got to do. So it's looking really good. Almost think that I need to move the camera a bit closer. Maybe I'll do that, but yeah, just one thing left to do. I was working on this last one in the evening and I'd lost the light and made a couple of mistakes and thought, oh, I'm going to put it away until I've got some light during the day to do it, basically. So I'm just using my master set of raw embroidery to stitch on that one. Put these over here. Come a little bit closer. Okay, so I've just brought you closer, so hopefully that helps a little bit. Okay, I'm not showing these to you in any kind of order. Next up we have got Geranium, and this is by Nora Corbett. It's one of her pixie blossoms. So yeah, this one I'm stitching on a piece of 28 can lilac ice even weave from Kate at Sparkly's, and I'm using raw embroidery floss instead of DMC, and then the called for fancy floss and beads, although I haven't beaded yet. And this is how far I got. So I'm not even telling you how many stitches I've done. That might be a good idea, mightn't it? So can I go on? Here we go. Monthly. Frozen Epic. So Flea Market Flowers, in July I did a total of 1,765 stitches to finish that off. The Frozen one, I've done 1,068 stitches. I don't know the percentage on that one. And then Geranium, I did 1,252 stitches. And Geranium is at 43.9%. So let's just fold that bit over as well so you can see. This is what she's looking like now. So I did quite a bit on her actually. I did all of her skin, and to begin with I started doing her skin 1/1, but then there's a blend of two colours in the skin, and I tried doing that and I couldn't with the two, it just looked ridiculous. So I pulled that out, and what I'd already done of the skin 1/1, and then I did it 2/2. And I did the whole of this like bouquet that she's holding, and then I started in on the bottom of her dress. So yeah, she's looking really good. She's a pleasure to work on. Yeah. I think I've used all but one of the colours so far, but the other colour is just for back stitching. So this is the palette of raw embroidery, and then I've got the two. Where's this one? Where's the other one? These are the two Krynics that I've used. So yeah, there's that one. Okay, this one is an artsy pattern. It is Mini New Solar System. The artwork is by Adrian Chesterman. So I'll put a picture up on the screen of the last time that you saw it, but this time around I haven't worked on this since January. I did 1,224 stitches. You might be able to see my husband in the garden in the background pottering. Bella's not in today, she's out for a day with her auntie, so it was like the perfect opportunity for me to film. We went out this morning and had some lovely breakfast at a cafe near Malden. It called the Tin Roof Cafe. It's like a restaurant attached to a garden centre, and would highly recommend if you live anywhere close. It was lovely. So I'm now at 17.30% on this one. So this is 25 count even weave, 1/1 full cross, and I'm using raw embroidery thread again. And this is where I got up to. Let's just fold this over. There we go. So yeah, I'm just in the middle of finishing off this page. I think there's just a couple of rows left to finish the page off. So I just brought all of this sum down basically. Yeah, I think the next time I pick this up, I will finish the page, which is great. Yeah, this is a really small one. I think it's only 4 full pages and then like 2, 3, 4 partial pages. So in total it is just under 28,000 stitches, so it's a really small one. I feel like for a mini, it's 200 by 139 stitches. For a mini, it packs a lot of detail, which I really like. Okay, let's have a little bit of drink. Oh. Right, living in this Jess Gets Stitching lovely, this is a Halloween project bag, but I don't have a Halloween project on the go at the moment, so I've got an awesome project in here. This is Otano, and it's by Satsuma Street, and I'm stitching this one with my friend Alison. This is a piece of 28 count even weave. It's 2/2, and I'm using a mixture of raw embroidery for the solid colours and DMC for the variegated. And I finally got rid of that hanging thread that I had. I was sort of inspired after my WIP parade to pull out some projects that I hadn't worked on so far this year. So yeah, this is where we're up to with this one. And oh, I didn't write down how many stitches I did. Something like 700, I think. So yeah, finished off this mushroom and then did this one. So we've only got a little bit left to go in that box now. It's looking really good. So yeah. Let me know what you think of the quality of the filming on the phone as well. I think it'll be fine. I've got like a iPhone 16 Pro, so yeah, the quality of the camera should be very good. Okay, this is my Extraordinary Birds Stitch Along by Lola Crow, and I'm completely caught up with this. This is a piece of 28 count hand-dyed even weave from Megan at Coffee Craft Fabrics, and I think what we got, is this feet 9? I think it's feet 9. We had a rest week this week, so the next part is coming out this Friday. And I don't know how many stitches I've done on this so far because I only count it at the end of the month. So this is where we're up to. So I think since the last time you saw it, I've added, maybe in a regular video anyway, this one here. There's a fly in this room. I mean, how rude. I'm filming a video, can you just get out? And then, yeah, the peacock. So you've probably seen the peacock on Instagram, but I just love, put it behind this bag so you can sort of see the detail. Look at all of the detail in the back stitch. Oh, it's just incredible. It was quite, it was about, I think, 900 stitches without the back stitching. But then because of all the back stitching, it's quite a big bird to do. So last time we had a release and then a break, it was the cassowary, so it got like a bigger bird to do. I think there are 4 releases left. So I've managed to stay caught up so far. I would like to do that up until the end. Yeah, loving that one. Okay, this one is Moon Hair. The artwork is by Suzanne Geisman, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, although this is in a couple of issues of the World of Cross Stitching magazine. So if you want to know what issues it is, if you click in the description box below, my WIP spreadsheet is there, and it has all the information on all of my WIPs. So what I'm stitching them on, what threads I'm using, any additional information, a link if I can get it. So yeah. This one is 25 count 1/1 full cross with DMC. The only exception is I'm using a toile for the moon, which is what my friend Sandy did. So I'll put a picture up on the screen of the last time you saw it. I stitched 1049 stitches, and this is where it's at now. So yeah, I started on the toile in the moon, so you can just see that little bit of sparkle there. Yeah, I don't know if that's better. The only thing about the window in the background is it's not good for showing projects. Like I need something like a board. I'm gonna have to think about that, or maybe put the blind down. I'll try with the blind down in a minute. Yeah, so that's that one. So I finally worked on that this year. I'm going to pause and see if I'm going to put the blind down and see if that makes a difference. Right, so we put the blind down, so we'll see what that is like. And this next one is, where is it? This is Chickies in Spring, and it's a Dimensions Gold Collection Petite kit. So this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'll put a picture up on the screen of the last time that you saw it. I did 751 stitches, and I'm using all of the kit materials for this one. And this is where I got up to. So I did all of the back stitching of the flowers down here. The only thing that's missing down here now are the French knots. And there's some back stitching of this bird to do. And then I started making my way up. So I stitched all of these flowers, and then I started doing a bit of back stitching on those. Or I think actually all the back stitching might be done on the flowers. Just need to do some on the leaves. So yeah, we're getting there with it. Let's have a look at what percentage I'm at. 78%. So yeah, absolutely love that one. They're so involved, the Dimensions kits, but the result is just, is always so incredible. So yeah. This one is a restart. This was my new year, new start in January, stitching it with Catherine from Catherine Stitches. I started it, I wasn't a fan of the detail in it. So this is Stained Glass Princesses. This new pattern is from an Etsy shop called Turn on the Bright. I had originally bought the pattern from a different Etsy shop, and the dimensions were smaller. So this new pattern is 650 by 440. And I cut out the bit that I'd done just so that you can see I just wasn't happy with the detail. So I finally got a new piece of material. So again, this is 25 count, 1/1 full cross, Royal Broidery floss. and I did 2,481 stitches, and I'm at 0.87%. So I think I worked on this for like 4 days. Wrangle fabric. And I'm much happier with the detail. So yeah, you have to be careful about where you get things from and what the mock-up looks like, basically. So yeah, this is where we got up to. Yeah, so you can see already that what I've stitched is just basically focused on that little corner bit with the sort of black swirls. And we're not going to get into detail of her face until like here. So yeah, even though this is going to take me longer to do, I will be more satisfied with the result because the detail is so much better. So yeah, much happier with that. And I decided to kit this one up. I don't normally do that with my full coverages, but decided to kit this one up. And these are the colours that I have used so far. I made myself like Disney Princess floss drops. Yeah, so the colour palette is really lovely so far. Yeah. Okay, and then lastly, as always, just get the pattern up on my tablet. This living in my lovely bag. This is Super Size Max Colour, a stitching shelf. Artwork by Amy Stewart and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'll put a picture up on the screen of the last time that you saw it. Right now, it is at 30.95%, so we're almost at 31%. And this is where, yeah, I'm gonna have to get a board, I think. This is where I got up to. So yeah, you can see all of the detail of the lady, her bag. This is some sort of animal. I don't know whether this is a dog or a cat. I don't know. And then all of her pretty dress. And then this underneath is the next shelf. So we will be getting into the next shelf at the bottom of the second page. So yeah, that's really exciting. Okay. Let's put this back. Oh, actually, that's not quite right. I started something else yesterday. Let's put this back in here. Reach over. So, you may or may not have already seen my unboxing from Painting Fairy Cross Stitch by the time this video goes up, but it's going to be up either before or just after. But I was sent a complimentary stamped kit from them of this cute owl, and I decided we went out on a family day trip yesterday, so we went to Jimmy's farm, and I thought I'm going to take this in the car. I'm not really a massive fan of car stitching, just because I tend to get a little bit car sick if I'm just concentrating my eyes downwards all of the time. But I decided I'll take it with me and I'll do a little bit. And I did do a little bit, and then I carried it on when I got home because I went sewing last night. I didn't have an awful lot of time to work on an additional project, so I thought I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to keep working on this. Yeah, so this is Cute Owl. And the kit comes with all of the materials. So these are the flosses on a big card. So you can see all the lovely colours that you get. And then the kit and the fabric. It comes with 2 needles as well. So I'm in the middle of a thread. Let's just move this over here. So this is a 16 count piece of Ada, and I've got it in my smallest nerd hoop. And that's how far I've got. So you can see I'm just working on the top of the owl and the ears at the moment. And I've done a few sort of bits and pieces, the feathers down here. But I really enjoyed it. It's like much more mindless stitching, but it's got some good detail in it for something that's so small. So it says at the top that this is 50 by 58 stitches, so it's not that big at all. Yeah, so I'm just gonna truck along with it, chuck a few stitches in every now and again, and I'll let you guys know what it turns out like. I don't really have a project bag for it, so I just kind of kept it in the bag that it came in. Okay. I've got my little bag of like going out, stitching in the wild supplies. So I have like a pencil, a tablet stylus, a pair of scissors, an Ort container. There's a piece of felt with a couple of needles on it. This one's just got 1 needle on it at the moment. And then there's a little bag in here with some other needles that came with the kit. And the Ort container has a needle minder on it. So just something to pick up. Well, I have it in my cupboard, and then if I know I'm going out somewhere, I can just grab it before I go, basically, and don't have to take out like a massive pouch full of stuff. Oh. Okay, and then I've just got a little bit of haul. So first off, I've had this book that I bought for sewing. It's called Lovely Little Patchwork, 18 projects to sew through the seasons. I saw this in a sewing shop near me recently, and then found it on eBay for obviously a much cheaper price. It is used, but it's fine as it is, but it does have some lovely projects in it. So I'll show you a couple of examples of ones that I quite like the look of doing. I can't find them now. Oh, so they had these pumpkin and maple leaf placemats, which I quite like the look of. Obviously great for autumn. Improve my patchwork skills, which I basically have 0 at the moment. What was the other one that I quite liked? Thought of giving go. Oh, they had this spring table runner. So yeah, there's some projects in here that I quite like the look of. So I picked it up on eBay. There were a few other like shops or sellers on eBay that had this for like £3 or £4. So yeah, if you're interested, go have a look on there if you're in the UK. I got the next one. I've left the pattern out there actually. I got in a D-stash the last pattern in the Fabulous Houses series from Cottage Garden Sampling, so I'll just put a picture up of that here. It was the bonus pattern, the Tudor House one, and I didn't have it as part of my auto ship with Patchwork Rabbit, so I thought, oh, I'll look out for it later, and then somebody was de-stashing it on Facebook, so I grabbed it, And then from Create Nostalgia, I'm doing an auto ship with them for the Year in the Woods Part 2 series. So this is the Sugar Glider. And I'm also getting the Speciality threads, although she was out of the 2 that are for this one. So she's just going to send them to me later, basically. So yeah, the Sugar Glider. So that's really lovely. I've got a couple of Fabric of the Months. So this is the June 2025 by Fabrics by Crafty Kate. And it's like this nice beige colour. Yeah, that's kind of more true to colour. I always get 28 count even weave. And this is the July 2025 Fabric of the Month from Coffee Craft Fabrics. Oh, look at that. That's really pretty. I went to a Stitchy day run by Jade. She's got a Facebook group, which I'll leave linked down below. If you're like in the Essex, Suffolk, Kent, London area, she runs retreats in Suffolk. And she's actually got a 2-day retreat that she is running. Well, so far she's done Stitchy days. So I've been to 2 of hers so far as a shop. So I went in July and then I also went in May. And she's currently arranging a 2-day stitching retreat in Ipswich at the Novotel. And I think it's £45 per day, but you arrange your own accommodation, which she can help you with. So I think on the group she did quote some prices for staying over at the Novotel, but you have to arrange that yourself. So I am going to be going to the Saturday of that in October. I think it's October. I can't remember the date off the top of my head, but go check it out if you're in the area. Yeah, Jade is absolutely lovely. She always runs a really lovely organised retreat. So yeah, if you're looking for a retreat to go to, you don't have to go to both days. You can choose to go to just one of the days. Yeah, I'll be there on the Saturday. So anyway, I went to the Stitchy day in July, and off the D-stash table I picked up Sweet Pea. This is part of the Spring Garden Party collection by Nora Corbett. So I was really enjoying stitching on Geranium, so I thought I'd pick up another one of her little flower fairies. Really sweet. Oh, another Fabric of the Month I got in here. This is the June 2025 one from Coffee Craft Fabrics. This lovely blue. We got a goodie bag on the way out of Jade's retreat, and in it was this little Elephant House Designs Wumpkins cross stitch mini kit and a pair of scissors, and it did also have chocolate bar in there as well. So yeah, thank you for that, Jade. And I think this is the last thing. It is. So off of Vinted, somebody was selling a started kit, but they've only partially started it, of Sunlit Box by Dimensions. So it was on there for a really good price, and like I said, they'd only partially started it. So I'll show you. Yeah, they did like this much, so I can easily unpick that. The needle is still hanging out of it. Yeah, I feel like I can easily unpick that. Yeah, and then I've added that to my collection. Yeah. Let's stick that bit of floss in there. Yeah, and it came with everything, so all the floss is in here and the pattern. So yeah, got my hands on that. I have also had obviously some things from the Stamped Stitch Club and Painting Fairy, which I've done unboxings for on my channel, so I'm not going to show you that again. But yeah, that's everything haul wise. So plans for the summer, I only have some loose ideas in my head of what I would like to do this summer. So I want to continue trying to pull out WIPs that I haven't worked on so far this year. So I still have quite a few of those. Let's have a little count up on my iPad and see how many of those I haven't worked on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, so that's not that many actually, 16. So there are 16 WIPs that I had started at the beginning of the year that I haven't worked on. Oh, there's another WIP over there that I haven't showed you. Right, let me just get that first. This is hanging on the back of my door. This is my chatelaine. I've been doing a strand a day on it for 100 days of chatelaine. So this is Japanese Zen Moss Garden Mandala. And I'll put a picture up on the screen for the last time that you saw it. Right now, I don't know how many stitches I've done, but I'm at 3.30%. And this strand a day has been so good. Let's just put something behind it. Yeah, so I've done, oh, that's just fallen, all of the outside. I finished off the brown like pathways. You've got some sort of like bushy things coming in, and then what I'm working on at the moment is all of the like the cream floss that's going in between those pathways. So yeah, it is looking so good. I'm so happy with it. It's been really lovely working with different floss as well. So at the moment I'm using a Dinky Eyes floss, which has been really nice. Yeah, I forgot to show you that one. Put that there. Yeah, so I want to continue trying to pull out WIPs that I haven't yet touched this year. My goal is to at least have touched everything by the end of the year. I want to continue working on Extraordinary Birds. I tend to do that on a Saturday or a Sunday after the release comes out on a Friday. The release tends to come out like late afternoon for me on a Friday, so I never do it on a Friday. It's just because I'm kind of, my day of stitching has started by then. So yeah, Saturday or a Sunday. So I think there are 4 releases of that left, so I'd like to get that done. It must finish by the end of the summer then. Yeah. I sort of have a loose plan in my head to continue working on a WIP to its completion. So I think I'm going to do that with Chickies in spring. I don't think I have that many stitches left on it. So my saga file is telling me I've got 1,427 stitches left. So I'm thinking I can probably do that in the next couple of weeks. So what kind of, I want to have kind of like a focus project that I'm working on to finish, and then just work on whatever else in between. So continue with my 100 stitches a day on a stitching shelf, continue with my strand a day on my chatelaine, and then do whatever else I want to do basically. So those are my plans. We do have lots of family things in between. So we are going away the last week of August. So we're going to Disneyland Paris again. Bella is very, very excited. And we do have a day out planned every day, every week leading up to the holiday. And then we've been doing bike rides to the park, and want to take her. She's got her last swimming lesson with her current swimming school on Friday, and then I will be taking her swimming every week over the holiday anyway, just to keep her hand in, basically. Yeah, she finished preschool at the end of July. That was a pretty emotional time. I yeah, found that quite emotional, and she did as well, like especially when she had to say goodbye to her key worker. And I made like a big tote bag, for like a padded tote bag for her key worker. I'll put a couple of pictures up of it here. I was really proud of that, and I embroidered like "Love from Bella" on it, and her key worker really liked that. So yeah, that was really lovely. And in fact, last night at sewing, I made a project bag with the same material just because I had some left over. So this is the project bag that I made, and I quilted it using a slightly different pattern. And on the back, you can see the quilting more because I used foam on the back. I thought I'd use foam just to give it a bit more stability, but actually the quilting shows up better with the foam as well. So yeah. There we go. I'll show you that. Yeah, so now I've got a list of uniform that I need to buy her. I've bought her some so far, but I've got a list of a few other things that I need to get her. And then we're just going to concentrate on having fun over the summer, basically. Like I said, she's out for the day today with her auntie. Yeah. That fly has just come back into the room again. Yeah, so I think that is everything. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you guys have a good couple of Stitchy weeks. I'm planning to come back and do a Flosstube episode before I go away on holiday. So yeah, just so that I can check in with you guys again. But I have got a list of Flosstube extras that I want to do over the summer holidays as well, because I've got the light and I've got time and things like that. So yeah, let me know what you think of the setup of this video. Your feedback would be greatly appreciated. Any comments or questions, please leave those down below. I've got some links in my description box where you can get discounts in different websites. So for example, there's a coupon code down there for Hobby Jobby. There's a coupon code for Painting Fairy Cross Stitch. Do I have another coupon code? Can't remember. Anyway, there's some links down below that you can use, and some affiliate links in there as well. So yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely couple of weeks. Happy stitching, and I will see you soon. Bye.